Sometimes in life, we don't understand why things fall apart. We question, we cry, we feel abandoned, and we wonder why Allah allowed us to lose what we loved. A person we trusted walks away, a door we prayed for closes, a dream we held onto slips out of our hands. And the heart whispers, why me, why now? But if you look closely, if you look not with the eyes, but with the heart, you will realize something profound. What you lost was never meant to stay. It was a stepping stone, not the destination. It was there to move you, awaken you, guide you. Because Allah sometimes removes what you are holding onto the tightest, not to break you, but to return you to Him. There are moments where Allah will shake your life so deeply that you have no choice left but to fall to your knees. And that moment that feels like collapse is actually the beginning of your rise. You think the pain is the end, but in reality, it is the beginning of clarity. Think about it. When you were comfortable, when life was smooth, when everything felt easy, how much did you remember Allah? How much did you reflect? How much did you pray with sincerity? Often, the heart becomes distracted when life becomes soft. The dunya blinds the soul when everything is flowing our way, but when Allah loves a servant, He pulls them back. And sometimes the only language the heart understands is loss. So what you call heartbreak was mercy. What you call disappointment was protection. What you call failure was direction. Allah was not taking from you, He was preparing you. You didn't lose anything that was written for your soul. You only lost what was keeping you away from your Rabb. You see, Allah knows what you do not know. He knows the conversations behind your back, the intentions hidden in hearts, the harm that was going to come to you tomorrow. And He removes with perfection. So when something leaves your life, do not chase it, do not beg for it. Do not hold on to something Allah has already released you from, because your heart is not meant to be tied to this dunya. Your heart was created to be tied to Him. That loneliness you feel after a loss is not a punishment, it is a call. A call from your Creator saying, return to me, come closer to me, let go of what was temporary, and hold on to what is eternal. And the beautiful thing is, when you look back, when the storm settles, when time passes and you heal, you will realize that every loss carried a gift. You became more patient, you discovered your strength, your relationship with Allah deepened, your dua became sincere. Your heart became softer, and you will smile and say, if I had gotten what I wanted, I would have never become who I needed to be. So trust your Lord. Trust that He knows what to remove. Trust that He knows what to give. Trust that every loss is a hand pulling you closer to Him. Because sometimes the only way to remember Allah is to lose everything else. What you lost is the very thing that led you to Him. Pain has a way of entering your life without warning. It walks in quietly, but its presence becomes louder than anything else. It changes the way you see the world, the way you breathe, the way your heart holds itself. And in those moments, it is easy to believe that the pain has come to destroy you. But the reality is, Allah never sends pain without purpose. There is no chaos in His plan. There is wisdom in every tear, every heartbreak, every silent night you spent trying to understand where life was taking you. When life is easy, when everything is flowing, we rarely stop to reflect. Comfort has a way of making us forget who we are and who we belong to. But pain wakes the heart. Pain forces the soul to ask questions we never wanted to ask. Pain pushes us to look beyond the surface. Pain teaches us what ease never could. You didn't grow during your happiest days. You grew on the days you felt broken. You grew when you sat with your sorrow and said, "Ya Allah, I don't understand, but I trust you." You grew when you carried what felt unbearable, yet still walked forward. You grew every time you felt like giving up but didn't. You grew in the struggle, not in the comfort. Think about the times you felt lost, the times when the world was loud but your heart was silent, the moments when you didn't know how to move, how to speak, how to breathe through the heaviness. And yet somehow you are still here. You lived through what you thought would break you. You endured what you thought would end you. That was Allah shaping you, refining you, strengthening you. Pain is not just something you survive. It is something that molds you. The soul expands through struggle. Your heart learns compassion when it knows heartbreak. Your mind gains clarity when it faces confusion. Your spirit strengthens when it stands in darkness searching for light. And the thing is, Allah does not allow pain to enter your life and leave you the same. Something always changes. Something always awakens. Sometimes it is your patience, sometimes your faith, sometimes your entire understanding of this life shifts. What once mattered no longer holds weight, and what you once ignored becomes precious. Many times pain is the doorway. The doorway to becoming more humble, more sincere, more aware of Allah's presence. When the world turns away, the heart turns upward. When no one understands your hurt, you begin to speak to the one who always listens. That's when dua becomes real. That's when sujud becomes refuge. That's when the heart stops being distracted and remembers where home truly is. So do not resent your pain. Do not curse the season that tired you. Do not call it unfair. Allah saw something in you that even you did not see. He knew you were capable of carrying this. He knew this trial would unlock a deeper version of you. And he knew that through this, you would return to him in a way you never could have without the wound. One day, you will look back at the chapter you are in right now and realize it changed everything. You will see how it softened your heart, purified your intentions, and brought you closer to the one who never leaves. And you will whisper to yourself with a quiet, grateful smile, "The pain was not destroying me. It was guiding me back to him." We often say we are tired of life, tired of routine, tired of struggling, tired of trying. But if we truly look within ourselves, we will realize that most of the time we are not tired. We are undisciplined, we are inconsistent, we want results, but we do not want effort. We want strength, but we avoid the struggle that creates it. We want peace, but we are unwilling to detach from what destroys our peace. We want closeness to Allah, but we choose distractions over remembrance. And then we say, "I'm tired." The truth is, tiredness does not come from doing the right things. Tiredness comes from fighting what is right. The heart becomes exhausted when it is pulled in two directions. The call of your soul pulling you toward Allah, and the pull of your habits dragging you away. That conflict inside you is what drains you, because the heart was not created to live in contradiction. It was created to be aligned. It was created to be sincere. We can scroll through a phone for hours, wide awake and focused. But when it comes time to pray, our body suddenly becomes heavy, our eyes grow sleepy, our mind becomes distracted. How is it that the same person who has the strength to laugh, talk, scroll, and watch suddenly becomes too tired to stand in front of the one who gave them life? It is not tiredness, it is lack of discipline, and discipline is the proof of sincerity. We ask Allah for change. We ask him for peace, we ask him for ease, but what effort do we make to honor those prayers? Dua is powerful, yes. But dua requires movement. The Prophet taught us to tie the camel and then trust Allah, not to leave it loose and say Allah will protect it. Real trust is effort. Real faith is action. Real sincerity shows up even when the soul is resistant, because growth does not come from comfort. Growth comes from showing up when the nafs is lazy, when the heart is heavy, when the mind is tired. Some people say, "I don't feel motivated." But motivation is not supposed to carry you. Motivation comes and goes like the wind. Discipline is what keeps you standing when motivation disappears. If you rely on motivation, you will pray only when you feel spiritual. You will seek knowledge only when your heart is moved. You will worship only when you feel inspired. And that is not a relationship, that is convenience. Allah deserves more than convenience. Think of the people who achieve anything meaningful in life. Someone memorizes Quran. Someone rebuilds their life after heartbreak. Someone improves their character. Someone deepens their faith. It was not ease that made them succeed. It was consistency. It was discipline. It was the decision to show up on the days they didn't want to. That is where transformation happens. Your success in dunya and your success in akhirah share the same rule: show up, even when your heart whispers excuses. Even when your limbs feel heavy, even when the world distracts you, you stand before your Lord not because you feel like it, but because you owe him your worship. That moment of resisting laziness, that moment of choosing Allah over comfort, that is where the heart begins to change. So the next time you say, I'm tired, ask yourself honestly, am I truly tired, or have I simply surrendered to my excuses? Because the one who wants Allah, truly wants him, learns to discipline the soul, and the one who disciplines the soul finds a peace that no comfort in this world can offer. You are not tired, you are being called to rise. There comes a moment in every believer's life where the heart becomes tired of fighting. Not the fight of effort, but the fight of control. We hold on to plans, to timelines, to people, to outcomes, believing that our grip is what keeps our life together. And somewhere along that struggle, the soul becomes heavy, because the heart was not created to carry what belongs to Allah. The more we try to control everything, the more we drown in our own expectations. Surrender is not weakness. Surrender is not giving up. Surrender is the realization that there is a Lord who sees everything, knows everything, controls everything, and never makes a mistake. Surrender is the moment the heart whispers, Ya Allah, I accept your plan even when I don't understand it. It is in this moment that peace begins to return. Not because the situation changed, but because your heart finally did. We spend so much of our lives resisting what Allah has already written. We cry over closed doors, we question delayed answers, we fear changes we didn't ask for. But if only we could see what Allah sees, if only we could witness the harm He protected us from, the blessings He is preparing, the future He is shaping, we would fall into sujud not out of pain, but out of gratitude. Surrender is not passive, it's not sitting back and doing nothing. It is doing your best, your sincere best, and then saying with a full heart, asterisk, the result belongs to Allah. Asterisk, this is where the heart becomes light. Because now, you are not fighting the qadr of Allah, you are flowing with it. Look at your past, remember the things you begged for, the things you cried over, the things you thought you needed. Now that time has passed, can you see how some of those things would have harmed you? Can you see how Allah replaced what you lost with something better, or someone better, or a stronger version of yourself? You didn't see it then, but you can see it now. That is surrender, trust without full understanding. Faith without visible proof. When you surrender, you stop measuring your worth by what stays or what leaves. You stop feeling broken when something ends. You stop chasing what wasn't meant for you, because now you understand what leaves your life was never written to stay. What stays in your life could never be taken away. And what is written for your heart will find its way to you no matter where you are or what you have lost. Surrender turns fear into calm because the heart knows it is protected. Surrender turns sadness into wisdom because the heart learns to read the signs of Allah. Surrender turns loss into elevation. Because every time something is taken, something within you is being strengthened, deepened, softened, awakened. This world will always shift. People will come and go, plans will rise and fall, seasons will change without asking your permission. But Allah remains, and the one who holds onto Him never truly loses anything. When you surrender to Allah, you don't fall, you rise. You rise above fear, you rise above doubt, you rise above heartbreak, you rise above the illusions of this dunya. Your heart finds a stability that no storm can shake, because its anchor is not in this world. So release what was never yours to control. Accept the journey Allah has written for your soul. Walk with Him, trust Him, lean on Him, because the one who chooses Allah over the world finds a peace the world could never give. When you surrender, you rise.